Hey, what is up guys, I am Rahul and welcome back to another installment for 5 tips for Battlefield 4. Now today I thought we'll have a look at the recoil in Battlefield 4 as I think it's quite a lot different to how it was in Battlefield 3, so you've got to try and understand it to play the game well and actually have a fun time. Now my first tip for you guys is about the attachments you use. Now in Battlefield 4 there are so many new attachments than there were in Battlefield 3, and lots of them can really not help with the recoil. However, there are a few which do help a lot when you are firing your weapon. Now my first the kind of attachment I do like to use is the muzzle brake. Now this is unlocked by getting around I think 30 or 40 kills, depending on your weapon. It could be different, but most weapons do have the muzzle brake to be able to unlock. So muzzle brake is a really nice attachment to use. It'll reduce your vertical recoil by a lot. The compensator is another one that you can use on your barrel. However, it only stops side to side recoil, so it's not that great for your vertical recoil, which is the main kind of recoil in Battlefield 4. Now for the grip, I like to use the potato grip, but that is a battle pack unlock, so it can take up to 400 kills to unlock it. So really you can still use the stubby grip or the ergo grip, as they work kind of similarly to the potato grip. Now these two attachments, when used together, really help reduce the vertical recoil, and it's going to be a really nice time when you're playing the game, as you won't have to compensate for it that much. Now the second tip for you guys is about the fire modes. Now in Battlefield 4 you can choose between 3 different fire modes, unless you're using the sniper and you count that one as a fire mode like the bolt action. But the 3 different ones are semi-automatic, fully auto, and then burst fire. Now you want to be using the fully auto mode and then burst firing within it. You don't actually want to be using the burst fire mode and just using that to burst fire, because you don't shoot as fast. But if you are using the automatic mode and actually burst firing through that, just hitting your trigger button a few times, you're going to be burst firing and you're going to be compensating the recoil, because your recoil will go up a little bit, then it'll go back down to normal, then up a little bit, and you won't really have to do anything else, because if you're burst firing, then you're able to get those kills at the long range. You don't really have to burst fire at close range, because you can handle the recoil a little bit easier there, and it's not going as high. But at longer range, when your target's moving and stuff, if your recoil's going all over the place, then it's going to be really hard to keep on target. So burst firing can help a lot. Now the third tip for you guys is about some hardware tips. So say you're using PC, you probably know how to handle the recoil, but just moving your mouse up or down, depending on if you got it on invert or not, you can compensate for the recoil. I would suggest going in the test range, just trying out the weapon you're using with the attachments you use. Just go on to the part with the targets and just try just holding down the trigger and seeing how much you need to move the mouse to compensate for the recoil to shoot straight. And then again, you can do that on the console with your analog stick. So just go into test range, find a nice wall or somewhere, and then just try firing without doing any recoil compensation. See how high the bullets go, and then try and compensate for it again, and see how much you need to move your analog stick or the mouse to compensate for it. And then when you're in game, you're going to be having a much better time. The fourth tip for you guys is the bipod. Now I would have put this in the attachment section, but this is the key to handling recoil. The only downside is you can't be moving with it, you have to just stay still. But when you do have the bipod, your recoil is basically gone. There is only, I would say, a little bit, but it's so unnoticeable that you're going to be having such a fun time. Love using the bipod with the LMGs, as they've got so much recoil. If you just find somewhere, go prone or on a rock or somewhere, just put down your bipod. You're not going to be having any recoil, and you're going to be able to take out targets even at the longest ranges without any worry. So bipod is a definite option if you do want to just handle all that recoil but you don't really want to move. Now the final tip for you guys is hip fire. Now when you are at the close range, you don't really want to be aiming in and stuff and then handling recoil like that. You want to be hip firing, and when you hip fire, recoil isn't that much of a big deal, so you can handle it quite well if you hip fire. At the longer ranges, I wouldn't recommend hip firing, as you probably won't get many shots on target, but at the close ranges, with PDWs and stuff, hip firing can work in your favor quite a lot. So anyway guys, these were just the 5 tips for handling recoil. Tomorrow, don't know what I'm going to upload, hopefully it'll be something good. Exams are now over, so I can go back to the good uploads, and my PC should be coming soon. Haven't ordered it yet, but will be ordering it soon, so I will be getting it, and it should be quite good. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and as always, we'll catch you on the battlefield.